I'm leaving home for the coastline, someplace under the sun. I feel my heart.
You were talking about of like how people want to like find themselves or discover themselves, but they don't know how. Or like, I feel like people see like you or me and they're like, oh wow, like you look so happy, or how did you get to like where you're at? And it's like, well, by doing really hard shit, you know, facing all of those fears that you have to get to where you're at. I think that a lot ties into why humans would chase pain. Yeah. Good morning, happy Saturday. We are starting this sunrise soul session. Yeah, I love it. Sunrise soul session. So we had this great idea that we have such like integrated, connected conversations that we wanted to share a lot of our insights with the world, because that's essentially what we're doing in our business, with ourselves. It's like people teach best what they most need to know. So I think a lot of on our journey not only helps us, but helps everyone that's maybe one step behind us.
Absolutely. And the conversations we always have just flow so well. It would be such a shame for other people to not be able to listen to them or maybe resonate with some of the things that we talk about. So,
All right, hopefully this works.
yeah, we can edit stuff, right?
Take one, day one.
Yeah, this is the first one.
Bear
We'll have
with
a film crew eventually in the future.
Not only will you see the evolution of us, you'll see the evolution of our video making too.
Yeah.
Stay
Bear
tuned.
with us a little bit. Sorry. We have this need to constantly be in some sort of pain. So whether that is, you know, in a relationship with somebody that maybe isn't what's best for you, and you're like not even actually happy, but there's this like pain inside that keeps you there. And I'm just wondering why it is that we crave this pain. And I wonder, do we like not truly believe that we are capable of true happiness, or do we want the pain to kind of bring us, you know, back to a state of like, this isn't gonna be forever, this isn't perfect, so I need to be in some sort of pain to remind me of this like earthly matter. I don't know. I just feel like so many people in their lives have pain and suffering, like on purpose.
So I think for me, like I've been in sort of this like learning chapter of evolving from ego to soul. So I think from an ego standpoint, we see it as pain and we see it as suffering, and we get so attached to those stories that we kind of relate to that, instead of saying, okay, I'm in this toxic relationship, or I've met this toxic person, or my dad is toxic, or whatever the situation is, because my light not only needs to help them, but it also helps my evolution in understanding. And I sent you something the other day about conflict and how it's not a bad thing, and adversity essentially helps us evolve and grow. So I don't think it's so much that we are attracted to pain so much as we are attracted to evolution and growth.
I feel like growth is painful, but it doesn't have to be like a morbidly painful thing. Just any sort of
Doesn't have to be
change.
equated to suffering.
Right, it doesn't have to be equated to like physical suffering, but just any new challenge that you face on is going to be a little painful. So I just feel like perhaps because we have pain instilled in our blood, it just is a trait that maybe we as humans continue to carry on.
A lot of too in that book, The Seed of the Soul, which is one of my favorite books of all time, kind of how I got triggered onto this evolution of ego to soul. And it's not to say that ego is a bad thing, because you need both. This ego keeps you safe, soul sets you free. But kind of what they talked about is like, it depends on your own beliefs, but I really believe that we as humans are just kind of a body, a meat suit carrying our soul, and our soul lives on forever. Our soul never dies. So we've had past lives that maybe the 5 past lives before you never really finished that lesson. So I think too, a lot of the things that we attach onto, like I feel like you could go back through your history of your life, however many years that is, and find the exact same scenario in every situation. Like if you look at your track record of relationships, for me, mine's a fear of everybody leaves. So like my parents got divorced. It almost, like, I think back and I'm like, every relationship left for XYZ reason. So like once you can kind of understand and realize that, you start to see that it's not about you, it's about your own evolution, but it's also about them. Like they're evolving on their own time in their own space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of went off on a tangent there.
No, but that's kind of what we were talking about, is the theme, the like lesson that life is trying to maybe teach us. And yours, as we were talking about the other day, was they always leave. And I was telling her that mine was like, I'm not good enough, and I always find reasons to blame myself why things don't work out. Like it has to be my fault. I'm not this, I'm not that. And it's just like a constant theme that I found in my life, with every situation, not just relationships, but I always come back to this theme in my own brain that like I'm not good enough. And it's been a journey getting to the point where you realize it's actually has nothing to do with other people's opinions or thoughts of you, and it is really such a personal issue that I've had to deal with, coming to terms that I didn't think I was good enough. So it wasn't that these other people outwardly in were saying I wasn't good enough. I didn't believe I was good enough in myself. So I'm almost, I feel like, setting myself up for failure in anything that I do, because I just didn't believe that I had worth.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We just kind of cling on to these struggles and stories that we've created in our mind of why things happen. And at the end of the day, we have to detach from that idea that it's about us. Everything, as humans, we're just naturally selfish beings. We think that our world does revolve around us, and everyone else's world, the way that they act, the way that they treat us, is because of us. Remind yourself is that nothing is about you. It's all about the journey, and everything that people are doing to you, it's about them.
Yeah. I think there's also something really beautiful, if you think of that. There's this quote or something that I read, and it was like, the good news is nobody cares about you. The bad news is nobody cares about you. But it's kind of freeing in a way, because I feel like we're so scared as humans to do things, to, you know, share our opinions or be who we are, because we feel like this judgment is going to be placed on us. But at the end of the day, like in not a harsh way, but people don't care because they're so concerned about what people think about themselves. Just imagine how much better the world would be if we were all truly ourselves.
Imagine the joy that you would feel if you just let go of the concept that everyone's wrongdoings were about you. How much peace would you have if you said, all right, my ex treated me XYZ way because he's suffering his own stories. Yeah. Just how much peace those words bring you rolling off your tongue.
Yeah.
Is worlds different than he treated me this way because I'm a shitty person.
Absolutely. And I feel like that has brought me so much peace in situations in my life where I just think, wow, it has to be because I didn't do this good enough. And, you know, you look at the outside situation and, man, that other person's facing their own demons and might just be, you know, expressing that frustration out on you, but it has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Right.
So, yeah. So my stomach just growled. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry.
I also am not sure if we're going to see this sunrise. So I forgot about the layer.
Yeah.
These sunrise sun talks are going to be just less sunrise, more talks.
More talks. Personally, when I deal with crazy thoughts in my head, which is often, I have to tangibly write things down. Like, I have to write down on paper my feelings. So if I'm feeling insecure, I will write down insecurity, and then I will list everything in this life that's making me feel that way, whether it's like people or situations, and then I try and dissect it from there. Like, okay, this person, well, why do I feel insecure? Well, because of this, this, and this. And I really just try and dissect my own thoughts until I see it on paper and I see that maybe I am being a little irrational, or it just gives me a better insight to the entire situation, to kind of remind myself that I'm on my own journey and this person's on their own journey. So for me, I like to physically write, dissect, and kind of meditate on it. What do you do?
Also on that, like, I'm a huge journaler. I don't really meditate. It doesn't really resonate with me, but there are times I just can't do it in my home. There's too many distractions. But I think having a community of support and people who have gone the path before you and can show you the way and like help you is really what's helped me on my journey. And I think a lot of people rely on this like spiritual self-development path, but they're not really digging in to what these things mean and getting to the bottom of them.
I recommend finding yourself an amazing friend. But like, honestly, having somebody to talk about these things with and just get really raw and open with is going to help so much. She brings me back to out of my crazy.
We center each other.
I was literally thinking how when you raise your vibration, you really do attract like vibrations. And Kelsey is one of those people who immediately, we like had seen each other and we met, and I think it was friendship at first sight. We just felt it on like a soul level that we were at the same vibration. And so when you really elevate yourself and your standards and what you are looking for in a friend and people, they will come to you. It's magic.
Right. And I think too, like, just trusting yourself enough to know, to say like when is enough, like when is when, because like, again, the higher you raise those vibrations, like, you're gonna bring more good things in your life. But it goes back to that self-belief. Like, do I even believe that I deserve a quality relationship, a quality friendship? Like, you know that firsthand. Like, you do. We know that we deserve these things and we want these things, but there's that part of us that's holding us back. So take that barrier, smash it, say fuck you, and go about your day. Trust yourself.
Yeah, you really just have to believe that you are worth it and you are worth these things, and continue to put them out into the universe. I know that's silly and people have heard it, but honestly, I feel like if you physically say, like, I will physically manifest things out loud, like, I deserve friendships that help me grow and people that support me and challenge me, and I have found these people in my life. But if even a year ago I was a completely different person, and I don't think I would even be sitting here on a cliff having a conversation
at 5 a.m.
at 5 a.m. But it changes you. Once you realize your own worth and your own value, you will see yourself differently, and others will see you differently. Others will say there's something about you that's different, and you're like, yep.
I've always felt that I had this light inside of me, and like within my journey, I really like, it's only gotten brighter. So like, stop covering your own light up, because we all know it's there. You know it's there. You're just hiding because we're scared.
Absolutely.
Don't be scared.
So just believe in yourself.
Do you want to lead us in like a 30-second breathing meditation?
Yeah, let's do it. So wherever you are at, go ahead and close your eyes. If you're sitting or if you're laying, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let your thoughts slowly come down. Feel them leaving the ground into the earth. I want you to physically think about your heartbeat. Try and feel it as it beats inside. Feel your chest as it pumps the air, breathing for you. Take a few breaths in and out, and just take a moment to be still. Whatever's around you, listen to the sounds. And I want you to think about your life. Think about the things that you want, that you deserve. And think about those barriers and challenges that are in the way, keeping you from living this life. What is it that you need to do to be the best version of you, to get you what you deserve? Are there conversations that you're gonna have to have? Are there friendships that are gonna need to be broken out of your life because they're holding you back? Think about these things. Continue to sit here for as long as you need, breathing in and out. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and begin your day with that bright light that's inside of you.
That was perfect. Good job. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
This helped you heal a little bit on your journey.
Let us know if you want more, because we're just gonna do it anyways. Right?
I'm leaving home for the coastline, someplace under the sun. I feel my heart for the first time.